#1 movie in America, baby! #1 movie in America! Okay. But I saw for the third time Iron Lung, which I think that's the last time I'll be for. I don't know. It's probably the last time I'm going to watch it. I wanted like at least 3 to 1 because it was a freaking good film. And I do that. I at least try to watch a movie that I really like at least 3 times in theaters. That's why I have 3 posters of Sonic in this room. Wait, do I have a... Wait, did I see it 4 times? I can't remember how many times I saw Sonic 3. But, I have posters. Each of them has a ticket. Hold on. Okay, so I was correct. I do have 3 Sonic 3 poster tickets. I just have Sonic 2. I have a 1 poster. I have 1 ticket on there. Or is that 2? I can't remember. Anyways, I got a ticket for Sonic 2 here, and then Sonic 3 for all of them, and Sonic 1, I don't know where that ticket is. Actually, wait, is that Sonic 1 and 2? Hold on. Sonic, Dobby. Oh, wait, is that Sonic 1? That's Sonic 1. I need to find my Sonic 2 poster, my Sonic 2 ticket. Yeah, because that's Sonic 1. Wait, no, 2022. No, that's Sonic 2, because Sonic 2 came out in 2022. Sonic 1 came out in 2020. Yeah, okay. I gotta find my Sonic 1 ticket and put it in one of these. In either case, my hair's a mess, yes. But I saw it. Iron Lung 3, which also Mark made a whole joke about like maybe I shouldn't put subtitles in like one of his Let's Plays. Am I messing with like you people to understand like learning or visual or like learning about like, you know, like how things sound, because people made fun of like saying like that they couldn't really hear stuff out of the what is it, the little voice box that nobody could hear out of the radio. Which one, if you've ever worked a job where you've had to deal with a goddamn radio, you'll know that's exactly how they sound. You do not understand what the hell's going on. And mind you, that was also part of it, because a part of it is that Simon sometimes can't hear what's happening over the radio, even though I could understand pretty well what was coming through the radio. Only towards maybe the end did I not really understand some things. And I was like really towards the end. When like there was a bunch of other boys, everything going off. But other than that, I understood the entire movie each of the 3 times I saw it. And the thing is, I watched 2 of them in regular theaters, and then one of them the latest one I watched was in, I think, AMC XL, which it was okay. Like, I didn't really see what was XL about it. Like, even like I didn't even notice if the screen was bigger or not. But I did notice they had better speakers. That I did know, because in the first 2 movies when I was playing it, I never noticed all of the whispers that are going on. And not to mention, like, because they play around, it really wasn't the XL one that I actually started hearing, which I'm kind of pissed that if you know what, I will go watch Iron Lung again if it is in Dolby in one of these theaters. Because Dolby, I'm pretty sure I would be able to hear everything perfectly. I love the Dolby things. If you can see it in Dolby, I recommend it. Maybe if you have the AMC thing where you get like 4 movies free, because that... I'm not sponsored by AMC. I'm just stating, if you have something like that, where like it has all the other movies, all the other formats included, definitely that, because by God, $20 or whatever for tickets is kind of nuts, but $20 for 4 tickets every week is kind of good for me, I guess. I don't know. But in any case, so I went to go see this movie, right? And like I never noticed all the whispers, because you hear the whispers back and forth at a point where I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't realize these whispers were there before, and I think maybe like the audio was too low, and I think they just didn't, or maybe the speakers in the theater weren't that great, which I don't think it was a problem with the movie. I think it's a problem with the theaters, because I would hear it and I would hear whispers, and I'm like, is that someone talking? What the, like, is that, like, I legit was looking around like, is the person behind me talking? Because you hear it, but it's like, it took me, and I'm like, oh no, it's the movie that's actually going off after a few times. And there's small bits, and like, I get Marcus is making a joke about like subtitle stuff, but I kind of would like subtitles to hear, because maybe I would hear it better if I had headphones on or something.
but I could barely hear some of these whispers, which I guess I know it's kind of the point, but I kind of want to know what the wizard is saying, because there's a point, and it really was like, oh shit, like it was the perfect like foreshadow thing where I don't know if it was Mark was down by 2 lights or just by the one. I think it was down by when he was down by 2 lights, or Simon was down by 2 lights, and he's talking to the one-eyed lady up top, and he says like, you know, like I'm running out of air down here, and you hear one of the whispers in like, you know, your ear where you hear it, and you hear it go, don't worry about that, like something like that, like don't worry, like something like it's like pretty much like somebody was telling him, I got you. I'm like, oh shit, which then obviously spoilers for the movie. Go watch it if you can. Like Mark says, it's gonna start popping up in like other places where he's trying to get it everywhere. So I'm not sure how long the theatrical run is going to be. Hopefully it's a good long time, and you know, because he already stated to like a lot of the money that they're gonna get, he's gonna give a raise to like everyone who worked on the film, as well as I'm hoping he's gonna invest a lot of that, and so that way we get stuff like Blu-rays, maybe a steelbook. I would love a Iron Lung steelbook, an iron steelbook, but no, make it steel because I don't want that shit or aluminum. I guess I don't know what steelbooks are made right now. I got Tron right here, as I like Tron, but yeah, like those whispers, it's like, oh shit, like. I legit, like, the third time, I was like, obviously I'm watching the movie, but, like, I kept on trying to listen for the whispers. I wanted to hear, like, what they were saying. Because that's why, like, I would love subtitles, because it's very low, and, like, maybe if I was watching this with, like, headphones on, I would then be able to, like, oh, okay, I can understand what, like, they're kind of saying maybe a little, more. But, like, subtitles, please. Because I want to know, like, is there other little bits like that? Because I'll say this right now, like, at least with that thing, this movie is very rewatchable on that same sense of, like, hearing, like, you can catch things that you didn't catch before watching it. Like, there's even a point where, I'm a dumbass, but there's a point where you see a camera angle that it looks like it's coming up from underneath the dials and everything, and you see Mark like it's on a reflect. And you see Mark like in a reflection, and it looks like you're looking through it as Simon / Mark walks back. And I was looking at that, and I'm like, so did they pull a thing underneath? But I'm like, no, but we don't see any of the wires connected to this or whatever. But then like I realized that, oh no, they literally were filming his reflection off of the thing and flipped the picture upside down because he was upside down in it. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, and there's other little bits too. Like, again, like there's the whole thing again. Like I don't think I caught it until like the second viewing that like I'm guessing it has to be spoilers. The thing that activates like this mutation is like, I think God, the godlight along with the blood. It's something like the god believes what he sees through the pinhole, and that's what makes everything exist. But I don't know. It's man, there's a lot. Like legitimately, I'm waiting for like I think I said this last episode too, but like I'm waiting for like that one episode, like those YouTubers, some of the YouTubers I watch who talk about horror movies. I want them to talk about the movie and dissect it. Because I can come up with a bunch of them too, but I want to know what other people's thoughts on. So it is like some people bring up saying like it's very cosmic horror, which I could definitely see that. There is still like the idea that like what Simon says, where like what's more likely that a bunch of space stations just disappeared, or that everyone else just magically disappeared except for a few space stations, or a few space stations disappeared, which I'm kind of wondering on that too, because like there is the whole spoilers again for Go Watch. It's the third review of this with the voice in the ocean, or the creature, that like it has a voice amalgam of a bunch of different people, and also like some of the people that were in like SM8 were trying to synthesize food from the blood, and that didn't work, and that seemed to have caused the mutations. and as well, or something along those lines. And, like there's like a bunch of small, like there's things like that. I'm wondering like what is the play, like what, like, and like the creature has multiple different voices and stuff like that, and like there's obviously like when you see Mark, or I keep saying Mark Simon, whatever, going through the pictures, and like some of the creatures, like obviously like the two big teeth creatures have like humanish faces, but obviously didn't have like the long jaws and teeth or whatever, and are, you know, giants. And then you have stuff like, I believe, like in some of the pictures, because again, that's another thing. Like, look at like a lot of the pictures, like some, it looks like the ground or the bottom is like, or the walls of like the caves are like converted like human skeletons or remains or something like that. And it's like I don't know. It's really interesting. I really like it. It's like, and also like another thing too is like I would like to see like more of this world. Like I want to kind of know. I want to know like because it feels somewhat, because it feels grounded pretty much. Like it's like it does feel like this probably is like a future that could possibly happen, at least from the little bit we've seen. It doesn't look like it's too far into the future. It doesn't look like it's like too far back. The only thing too far like that's far in the future is just like there are space stations that people are living on, like actual like decent-esque space stations that are just like the NASA one where it's, you know, just tubed hallways. They have like artificial-esque gravity, possibly just like, you know, the spinning whatever, but like it's, I would like to see more. And like even like the Iron Lung itself, it's not like it looks like some kind of like super futuristic thing. It looks like it's could be like some kind of mini sub or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. This movie is fun. Like some people get mad. Some people are getting mad. They're like, so Markiplier fans are like, it's the greatest movie ever that changed their lives. It's like, no, I'm not gonna say that. I like the movie. I'm not gonna say it's like my favorite movie ever. I will say Mark is my favorite YouTuber. Yeah, 100%. But I wouldn't say like this is my favorite movie ever. But I do, and again I point out some things, like some of the, like Mark's acting is good, and like some of it I do feel like he probably could have pushed a little bit more. But also I can understand why it seems like he probably held back on some emotions, because to make when he actually does get angry or does go over the top, it hits more. But also I forgot to mention like some of the funny things. Like I brought up this up like, oh fuck me, oh fuck me, like when he sees like a situation he does not want to be in. But also like there are some really funny like small interaction where like he gets sent back down to go find the skeleton that to hit the to get a sample, and and he goes down and he can't find it. He looks around, he can't find it, and then the radio cuts in and like, why are you moving? Like you're the point was over here, and Simon just goes, well, this is gonna sound made up. I lost the skeleton moved. I lost it, and it's like, yeah, it's like what the fuck? It's really funny. And then also like when like he finds the skeleton and like that's what like it's like it has little funny moments like, well, this is gonna sound made up. Like I've had, like it's like this is a lose-lose situation right now. This ain't gonna work. But like whatever. He's like whatever, I guess. But then even like some of the pictures like super creepy, like when he finds the skeleton again and it's like looking directly at the camera. But then like obviously he's like, you see the eye behind it, which now that I think about it, that skeleton already looked pretty big, probably as big as the Iron Lung. Which also I wonder, spoilers I guess, I wonder if that skeleton is the guy who was in the sub beforehand. Like, because like we don't necessarily know what happened to that. When we could assume that maybe he was absorbed into the giant blood creature that lives down there. Or we can assume maybe he mutated as well and he turned into that thing. And then was killed by the giant blood creature. We don't know necessarily. We don't know what it is. But it is cool, like, how, like, looking at that, you immediately know, like, that thing is some mutated that's a mutated shit. But yeah, like, that's... Yeah, like, that, I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that I didn't bring up that I want to bring up, because the whispers were a big thing, where I was like, what the fuck? I never noticed this. I didn't notice it, like, a little bit after that, but, like, that's what I really noticed, especially the part where he talked about the, like, I'm running out of air, and you hear the, don't worry about that. Like some little shit, like, you're like, oh, shit. Like, you already, like, it was already telling you that, like, the air wasn't going to go all the way down, and it went back up one later. And then there's the whole thing where the creature says that the ship is alive, which, again, I assume because of the god, along with the blood sea or whatever, is what mutated even the ship itself into being a living organism. Which I think, like, see, like, I want to know, like, was the ship, it's, like, in a sense, there could be a way there's two monsters. Technically three if you count, like, what's happening in assignment, but, like, there is the creature that lives down there, but then there's also the sub that seems to be mutating, and maybe wants Simon there? I think there's a point where, like, one of the voices might have been the sub itself, because then the sub also seemingly fixed itself, unless, like, it was, because it was after the Godlight that it seemingly fixed, like, its radio. So, like, was it the Godlight that did it? Was it that this sub was the Iron Lung itself was starting to become alive, and thus it fixed itself? It fixed the radio to try to keep Simon alive. Was it trying to keep Simon there? I don't know. There's some bits where, like, I'm wondering, like, was the voice always the creature, or was sometimes the voice maybe the sub, like some of the whispers, like when the whisper that said "Don't worry about the air," was that the Iron Lung telling him, like, the air, like, it's fine? Like, I don't know. And, like, was it, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I want to see the theories about this. Like, did the Iron Lung itself becoming alive play more of a role in something? Or was it some of the voices? Was it some of the whispers? I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is, this movie I really liked. Is it my favorite movie ever? I probably wouldn't say it's my favorite independent movie. I'll say that. Yeah, I'll say that. It's my favorite independent movie. Because I've seen some other independent movies. They're not bad. And I'm not going to say, like they're all bad or something like that. But I'll say, like, this is one that is big and also, you know, made by favorite YouTuber. The acting is done extremely well. And go support other independent. I'm kind of hoping, I always wanted to get it at a con if I ever visit one of these. But, like, there is, the Cinema Snob, because he's made 2 movies. Obviously, those are independent as well, and those are much smaller films. But I always wanted to go to a con, like, if he's ever watched Chicago Con, and go there and, like, get his, I think the year that he made his second film, I wanted to go get a copy and have him sign it. But I would, honestly, I'm kind of hoping, because he does midnight screenings and he does a lot, and it's also one of the reasons why I do reviews like this. I kind of want to see if he made a midnight review about Iron Lung. I kind of legit want to see I want to see if he does that. I don't know. But other than that, this movie's awesome. If you can go see it, go see it. You know, it's an independent film, not rated by Hollywood, and it pissed off Hollywood. And, like, it's been, I think it was number 1 for a few days. I'm not sure if it is still now. I kind of hope it is. Number 1 movie in America, baby! Number 1 movie! I'm inclined to think it probably still is, if only because I haven't seen Mark make a video about it's the number 2 movie in America. It's the number 2 movie in America. Which he said he was going to do, but hey, whatever. I just realized I watched this in 3 different cinemas. All right, but thank you everyone so much for watching. Go watch this movie. Please check out all my other videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I'm gonna have some unboxing videos coming out soon, as well as more anime stuff. My animated series, Owl of Town. Owl of Town. There's a trailer right now for Owl of Town Reminiscent Park, which is kind of like a side story to mess around with more side characters that will probably appear later on in Owl of Town. And because, I just want to have fun. Like, it helped build out the world in some different regards. And then there's also Members of Ghosts, which that's a whole sci-fi thing too. Go check it out. But thanks for watching. Check out my videos. Hopefully enjoy this, and we will. See you later. Bye-bye. There's probably going to be like one more Iron Lung video in like October when I eventually get the popcorn bucket. But yeah.